Well, hello. My name is Gant, and welcome back to Crystalline. Last time we saw Leanna bring her inner chola, man. You saw that? She was crazy. She was cray. And yeah, she was just scary, man. And it was kind of hot. And you know what? We're back in it. So let us get started. In the afternoon, I wake up to an unaccustomed brightness. Blinking my eyes open, I glance outside and notice an absence of clouds. Looks like the storm has finally passed. Zach's bed is empty, and even the pongo is missing. I guess I'm the last one up, considering it's already midday. I hurry out of my bed and rush to get ready, then head downstairs. The team is already there, gathered around the table. They greet me as I arrive. It looks like the storm has passed.
Correct, which means we are able to resume our journey to Allendale.
Don't we have to do the other shit first, though?
Not exactly.
Okay.
We've still got some unfinished business. We have to meet up with those men to learn the secret to unimaginable power.
Amelia's right there like, excuse me, did you just say no? Like, I'm gonna smile and all, but did you just say fucking no? We don't have time for that bullshit. We're gonna go to fucking Aerodale right fucking now. Alright, those two men from yesterday. Zach gets to his feet.
Ready to go?
I suppose so. Leanna stands up, but Kara and Amy stay put. Are you two coming?
The invitations were not extended to us.
Yeah, plus I think it's a mage or crystal specific thing, so that leaves me out. We'll stick around here and see what else we can dig up and meet you guys when you're done.
Aye. Amy nods. That's probably for the best. Leanna, Zach, and I exit the inn. Studying the address on the cards given to us, we eventually come across a nondescript mansion. Cautiously, we knock on the front door. There's no response. Since they were looking for mages only, Leanna does a radical scan from the blank door. A message appears. A hidden message appears. It indicates to go around the back entrance, but only when the sun has fully set. We decide to spend our time scouting out the location for all the different exits and get as much of the floor plans as we can figure out, just in case. By the time we are done our extensive mapping, it is evening. We circle around the house to a plain wooden door. We knock twice and the door swings open. Grinning widely is one of the men who recruited us yesterday. And he's gonna tell us that we're gonna get paid. I'm just kidding, I don't know. Like, I'm a rapper, but I can't just freestyle on the fly with no nothing, man, you know? He ushers us in through the doors and into the foyer where a handful of people are milling about. I take in the marble staircase and pristine tiles. Some people sit on the leather couches as we wait for whatever is supposed to happen to begin. Bright lights spill into the room and it reflects off the crystal chandelier hanging from the ceiling. This room looks more expensive than my entire house back home. I'd have never guessed it from the plain exterior of the house. After a few more minutes, a man with slick black hair approaches with open arms and a shiny grin.
Welcome!
The room quiets down into silence, and he greets us.
I'm sure you're all wondering why you've been invited here today. It's because our expert talent scouts spotted a commonality within all of you, an unmistakable ability, a mastery of the elements.
I fucking hate these spokesmen. They take too long, just get to the point. A few people sneak glances around the room. I look at Leanna, who is watching the speaker intently. Zack crosses his arms, his expression unreadable.
We too share this gift, and we too hungered for power. We spent hours upon hours honing our craft, showing painstakingly slow progress before we were introduced to the secret techniques we hope to share with you today.
You know, I hate this. It's like well, I get these ads on YouTube. It's like, we have the secret technique to make you immense money. You can be the next millionaire. But you gotta pay for our course that's like $2,000. And judging by the fact that you suck at money and you don't have $2,000 makes you an excellent candidate. It's like, what the fuck, you know what I mean?
My friends, if you wish to become the most powerful casters in this area, then you have come to the right place.
No, we're sitting in front of a dumbass who doesn't know what he's saying. That's what's happening right now.
But as they say, with great power comes great responsibility. These techniques are dangerous and are not for the faint of heart. Failure can lead to dire consequences, and in order for us to continue, I need absolute assurance that you are all ready to face those consequences.
Wait, what consequences? Oh, you know, the typical burning, dismemberment. There was one guy who accidentally hit the potions or their crystals too hard and they became a rat. I think his name is Splinter or whatever. It's like, the fuck are these consequences? And why don't you tell us other than be like, before we start? You know what I mean? It's like, tell us, motherfucker.
If anyone is having second thoughts, now is the moment when you can walk out of here with no hard feelings.
A couple of people turn around and head back towards the door, but the majority of the group, which is still a small number of around 10 people, decide to stay. Okay, you guys who just left. Those guys just left right now. But we have assassins trained to fucking kill them as soon as they exit the door. So that they don't have to go to the cops. So you either stay or you die. Those are the options. Just imagine, you know what I mean?
I admire all of your courage, but I'm not surprised by your decision.
I fucking hate this. Every minute this guy talks. Don't get me wrong, the voice actor is like spot on. But I just hate these fucking people that are like, here, we're gonna sell you this useless crap and you gotta give me money of $2,000. And whatever this useless crap is, it's gonna make you tens and millions of dollars. You are literally fucking me in the ass by how much I'm giving you, even though I'm the one that's actually fucking you, because none of this actually works. It's a gimmick, it's a joke. I just hate it so much. But this guy's voice acting is like, mwah, really good. A doorway to the left of the room creaks open, and the man points in that direction.
The beginning of your training is in the next room. Please proceed through the doors and our training leader will meet you there.
Low murmuring fills the silence as people begin to exit the room. As Leanna begins to pass, the strange man from before slithers up to her and lowers his voice.
So, the guild finally caught wind of this, eh?
Who the fuck are you? Leanna masters surprise and keeps her voice even.
I'm not sure what you mean.
He chuckles and nudges her.
It's alright. You can trust me. I'm actually Broodman.
Is that supposed to be Batman? I'm Broodman. I'm always brooding. Where is she? Where's Rachel? Fucking man. He pauses, as if waiting for our recognition, but we merely stare blankly at him.
Broodman? The silent protector? Tamer of the wolves at Wolf's Den?
Motherfucker, we don't know you. Like, proceed, move on, what the fuck? Again, we make no notion of recognition.
Well, either way, we're on the same side. I know that these guys are dangerous, and I've got a plan in place to stop them.
Okay, what is it?
How do you know they're dangerous? Do you know what their secret technique is?
Broodman waggles his eyebrows knowingly.
Right, playing innocent to keep up your facade. I understand.
Man, I would've slapped this motherfucker, being like, We don't know shit, we just got here, motherfucker. He winks. Don't worry guys, I know you're here to help me. Just like fucking winks, and it's like, motherfucker, tell us the plan before we actually do shit, because you might die, because we might accidentally kill you. Or you might blow our fucking cover. What the fuck?
Look, I was planning on taking these guys down alone, but having a member of the Mage Guild as backup would ensure the downfall of these guys. What do you say? Are you in?
Leanna frowns.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He winks.
Alright. You won't budge.
He taps his nose and then fixes his attention on Zack.
I'll just pretend I didn't see the mage emblem when you first entered Wolf's Den. What about you?
His voice trails off as Zack stares him down with his unblinking gaze. Broodman seems unfazed. Broodman's gaze lands on me, and he quickly shifts focus.
How about you?
Follow Leanna's lead. I like to deal a hand of justice. Motherfucker, I'm gonna pick it. You know why? Because I'm a dumbass. I lower my voice to a waspy whisper. I understand, brethren. Like you, I am a silent protector and watchful guardian. They call me the Dark Knight. Leanna shoots me a warning look, but Broodman looks intrigued. We hear shuffling, and I notion most of the people have filled out of the room by now.
We should get going before they get suspicious.
Yes, we should go. I'm gonna do the rest of the video like this. Broodman nods, and we follow the others out of the room and into the evening courtyard. The courtyard is surrounded on all sides by walls, which upon further inspection are hallways connecting the different wings of the mansion. Because we are enclosed within the mansion, we're guaranteed privacy.
Listen up! I know what they promised you back there, and I know they made it sound like all of you, as long as you try, will be able to learn the technique for power. But they're wrong!
Then why the fuck are we here?
Only those of you strong enough to handle that amount of magic will be successful, and that's where I come in. I'm here to test your proficiency with magic, and if this technique is something you can even handle.
A few staff members who are standing on the sidelines come over and begin passing out manipulators. When they reach Zack, the staff member notices his lack of manipulator and looks at him in confusion. Zack doesn't react or bother to take the manipulator from his hands either.
He passes.
The training leader walks by, and as his gaze falls on Zack's dischargers, his expression changes. He turns to the staff with the manipulator and urges him to move on. The staff member begins to protest, but the training leader stops him.
He passes.
Who the fuck do you think you are, questioning me? Now get back in your place, little vato, before I fucking knock you out.
I know you all have your own manipulators, but I don't care. Use ours anyway. The goal of this isn't to show off who has the fanciest gadgets. It's to eliminate any variables so we can get a more accurate read on your abilities. Now who wants to go first?
One person steps up and attempts to cast a gale, but his nerves makes his arm unsteady, and he keeps losing focus.
Enough!
The training leader shakes his head, and the man hangs his head. The next staff member leads the man out of the courtyard as the next person steps up. One by one, they go until it's my turn. My blood rushes cold as clam sweat covers my body.
Let's go. We haven't got all day.
I close my eyes and breathe deeply. I can do this. Just remember my training. Once my hand steadies, I raise my arm and channel out a gust of wind as I've done so many times before. I picture Leanna's watching and encouraging me, and sure enough, a gust of wind flows through my fingers. The training leader frowns, unimpressed, but the staff member who took my energy reading races over to his side. I'm pretty sure I can guess what's going on. They took a scan and they said my energy levels are off the chart. And yet somehow my casting skill does not equal the energy I possess.
Pass. For now.
Yay! I'm gonna be in a gang! Guys, I'm in. I was actually gonna say like an actual gang. I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say Maravilla. I was gonna say Gage Maravilla, but I'm not gonna represent that. I'm not even gonna say it. Not even if I'm like, playing guys, I'm in blank gang. I nod. The training leader calls Leanna forward, and I take this time to switch out my manipulator back to my own. She takes a deep breath, gathers her energy, and raises her arm. Her blue eyes almost turning steel gray as a gale storm whips the trees in the courtyard. Leanna's hair flies around her, but she stands steadily in the tempest, her gaze challenging the training leader. He raises his hand, and instantly, as she summons it, Leanna ceases the storm.
Pass.
As a few people pick themselves off the ground or dust themselves off, Leanna returns to the group. That was incredible. You blew me away. Nah. Comparing to last episode, I don't need an HR complaint. That was incredible. Wow, that was absolutely amazing. Leanna blushes.
It's been a while since I had to cast something like that.
I wouldn't have known. You were a natural. Wow, I'm an anime protagonist.
Thanks. You did well too.
I'm an anime protagonist. In real life, my tactics will get me in the friend zone. But in anime world, I'm gonna get this girl with big boobies. I'm not gonna lie, I hate that so much where it's like, there's some anime where it's like, if you use these tactics in real life, it's like, you know, you're gonna get friend zoned. Thanks! They continue to move through the test. Zack silently slinks over and joins us as Leanna... The fuck does that mean? Surreptitiously switches back to her manipulator and does a scan on her own. She frowns at the results and lowers her voice so I can barely hear her.
I'm getting the same strange absence of energy reading that we got back at Stonecrest.
Is that the void? Do you think this has something to do with void? She nods, her expression grave. A guard approaches Leanna, and she quickly pulls on a smile.
Ma'am, I have a message from the site commander. He wishes to meet you.
Oh?
In his private quarters.
This motherfucker.
Oh.
Yeah. For once, she can't hide her surprise. The guard leaves momentarily as he goes to speak with the training leader. Leanna turns to us.
We need to figure a way out of this. There's no way I'm going into the commander's private quarters.
You have to.
What?
What?
Quiet!
Leanna lowers her voice, but her tone is just as stern.
Do you have any idea what an invitation to his private quarters means?
Of course I do. And that's why you need to go. This is your chance to get inside and find out if this is a part of Void's operation like you suspect.
Okay, that's actually pretty smart. She frowns.
There must be another way.
Probably. But not on such short notice without an all-access pass to the most secure place in the entire mansion.
Leanna remains quiet as Zack's words sink in. Then she groans.
You're right. This is the perfect opportunity.
What about us?
We'll find a way inside and catch up with Leanna. When you get to his quarters, make sure you leave the door unlocked so we can get in.
I will. But you two better hurry up. I do not want to be alone with him longer than I need to.
The training leader looks annoyed and waves the guard away. We all fall silent as he returns to collect Leanna. He throws us one last warning look before leaving. You motherfuckers better get there in time. So, how are we gonna sneak in?
We need a distraction.
As Zack and I scan our surroundings, a hand falls on my shoulder.
Don't worry, I've got this.
Okay, brother.
Got what?
He just winks at us as he enters the center of the courtyard. The training leader looks amused as Broodman enters the training space unprompted, but doesn't stop him. Broodman stands perfectly still and takes an exaggerated breath, then slowly breathes it out. He readies his hands in front of him and summons a glowing fireball in his hand. As he aims in front of him, it was only then I noticed he strategically placed himself so he was facing a large tree. That's smart. He'll ignite the tree accidentally as part of his proficiency testing. Broodman takes another deep breath, and just as he's about to let go of fireball flies, he sneezes hard. Fireball misdirects and catches on his clothes. He yelps as the flames lap on his clothes and drops to the ground as he rolls. But instead of extinguishing the flames, the grass ignites where he rolls. This dumb motherfucker, he could have just hit the tree. Soon the courtyard is amok with shrieking voices and running bodies. What am I even witnessing? Zack pulls me aside.
Now's our chance.
I nod, and the two of us slip through the same door we saw Leanna go through. We enter a bright lit corridor and try our best to blend in and stick to the few shadows in the room. We manage to escape the corridor without incident and reach another open hallway. A guard stands in the center of the room, making his rounds. Zack signals for me to stay back as he sneaks up on the guard. Well, I'm not gonna sneak with Zack, I'm gonna stay back. I stay back and give Zack space. He has far more experience in this sort of thing than I do, so I'm happy to follow his lead. As he gets close, he jumps the guard and covers his mouth as he disarms him. I rush over and help him secure the guard into a more hidden clove. He struggles as we place him in a chair. I hold him down as Zack approaches him.
Where are the commander's quarters?
I'll never tell.
Zack grins as he cracks his knuckles.
Ah, good.
Good?
I was hoping you'd resist. It makes interrogation so much more fun.
The guard resumes his struggles, but I continue to hold him down. Zack slowly approaches, and I see the fear creep into the guard's eyes.
Hold on a second.
Zack doesn't stop. He balls his hand into a fist. The guard looks at me with panic in his eyes.
I'll talk. Just get that crazy guy away from me.
Zack frowns, but stops walking towards him.
The commander's quarters are right down this hall, and then a left at the next fork. His is the last room down that corridor.
Dude, how do we know if that's true or he's fucking around with us?
That's all we needed. Thanks.
With one knockout punch, the guard falls unconscious, and the two of us hurry off. Like literally, he could have told us a lie and we punched him and it's like, fuck, he was lying. You know what I would have done? I would have looked at the guy before we punch him out, and if you're lying, we're gonna come back and we're gonna kill you while you're sleeping on the floor. You know what I mean? Something like that. As we turn down the hall, I face Zack. I'm surprised that was so easy. Zack sighs.
I know. How disappointing.
Come on, Zack. I look blankly at Zack. Okay then. We sneak around the corridors and remain unspotted as we follow the guard instructions. We recognize the commander's quarters immediately and see the two heavy mahogany doors at the end of the hall are slightly ajar. Why are there no guards in front of the quarters? Isn't that suspicious?
Not if the commander's got a woman in his room.
Fair point. We slip into the room and are immediately greeted by a frenzy of whispers from Leanna.
Oh, finally! You guys sure took your sweet time.
Calm down. We got here as quickly as we could.
Where's the commander? Leanna points to the locked door. That must be the bathroom.
He went to freshen up.
I don't like that word, freshen up. She sputters. Zack crosses his arms.
Okay, then what are you doing just standing around here for? Get in a position.
What position?
Zack points to the bed and Leanna pales.
You can't be serious!
Do you want to jeopardize this operation or what?
How would posing on the bed help with this operation?
Because while he's very distractedly approaching the bed, we'll be able to knock him out from behind. Quick and quiet, and not alerting any guards.
Leanna sighs, then lacklusterly climbs on the bed. She lays down on her side and prompts her head up with her arm.
Like this?
It's definitely working as intended. Let me show you how it's done. Now I'm gonna go with this one. I can't help but stare. The curves on her hips draw me alluringly as her sultry eyes invite me to go to her. What the fuck is sultry? What the fuck? What's the question? Despite the circumstances, Leanna blushes under my stare and scrambles off the bed. Zack frowns.
No, that's not right at all. You have to be more inviting.
Zack lounges on his stomach and bends his legs up at the knees as he rests his head in one of his hands.
This is the most effective pose.
Are you fucking... Is this an actual thing? Come on.
Are you kidding me? You look like you're sunbathing at the beach. That's not alluring at all.
You don't know what you're talking about, woman.
Okay. The fuck, Zack? Come on.
I think I'd know a thing or two more about flirting than you would.
Oh, really?
Oh, please enlighten me, sailor.
Leanna's face flushes at the memory. She's about to argue when the door opens. When the door to the bathroom flings open, a looming man stands in front of the door in nothing more than a too revealing Speedo.
Apologies for the delay, my sweet. I wanted to make sure that I was in.
He freezes when he sees Zack on the bed, and for a moment, nobody moves.
All right, before we begin fighting, I have a really important question.
This is gonna be stupid, isn't it? Zack mimics Leanna's original pose.
Is this attractive?
The commander's face turns red with rage.
No!
Thank you, that's exactly what I said.
Well, it would have been attractive if I were doing it.
I agree to that, if anyone cares about my opinion. The commander roars out in anger. Zack rolls off the bed and withdraws his charges in one smooth motion as Leanna's manipulator grows low. I pull out my sword and ready a fighting stance. The commander glares at us.
Do you really think that a bunch of amateurs can take out someone as powerful as I? You fools will regret ever crossing paths with a Shadow General.
He raises his arm and readies a stance. Then his face falls as he realizes he's naked.
Oh, shit.
Zack shoots a blast which knocks the commander down. He smashes his head against the dresser and falls to the ground with a heavy duh. Well, it's dud, but I'm gonna say duh. Duh. Leanna rushes to check him, her sword at the ready, but he is knocked out cold. I sheathe my blade. That was easy.
They aren't so tough without their magic.
Well, I don't know about you. He was naked, so he had no armor on. He couldn't take your blast. Zack, come on. Leanna has her manipulator out and performs a scan.
He said he was a Shadow General. That just confirms that this has something to do with Void.
She suddenly focuses on an area in the floor. Prying up the floorboard, we find a large bag filled with dark spheres.
Tainted spheres.
Definitely Void.
We can't leave the spheres here. We have to take them.
We'll be too conspicuous lugging this bag around.
But it would be even more dangerous to leave them here for them to use.
Also, what should we do with the Shadow General? We just leave him here? Zack shrugs. Suddenly, the window crashes open. We ready ourselves for another battle, but we recognize the figure as Broodman. He dusts himself off and heads straight for the commander.
Finally, we meet again.
Broodman doesn't seem to notice we're there as he continues addressing the commander. He's sick, dude, come on.
For all these years, I have slowly unraveled everything you've worked so hard to build. I have been that splinter that you just can't pull out. And now I am here to finish what I have started.
Is no one gonna stop him?
For I am Broodman. You killed my brother. Prepare to die.
He frowns as the commander doesn't react.
And even now, you won't give me the decency of even acknowledging my presence.
Oh my god. We're letting this happen, aren't we? He moves in to kick the commander when we stop him.
Hey, wait! He's unconscious!
Yeah, now we're gonna stop him, really? Broodman pauses.
Ah, yes, of course. He was so intimidated by my speech that he passed out in fear.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Just why not? That's not what... Broodman strides to the commander and seems without effort hauls him over his shoulder.
Don't worry, I'll take it from here.
He launches the commander out of the newly opened window. What the hell? What the hell?
We're on the second floor!
Dead.
Oh.
We rush to the open window. A fall from the second level might not be fatal, but it could still break a few bones. Luckily, the commander landed on a bush and looks unscathed. Broodman crosses his arms triumphantly.
All according to plan, my friends.
No, that was... Yeah, sure, why not? Just fuck it, I'm not gonna fight you no more. He climbs out through the window and lands on his feet beside the commander, then takes him away into the night. We pause as we let all of that sink in.
We should get out of here before we attract too much attention.
Yeah. Leanna nods. She carries the bag of tainted spears as naturally as she can and pushes open the doors. There are 2 guards now stationed in front of the commander's quarters, and they give us questioning looks as 3 of us slip out, careful to the closed door behind us.
Where is the commander?
Please don't disturb him. He's all tuckered out from our certain activities.
She winks. The guard clears his throat uncomfortably.
Right, I understand.
The second guard looks suspiciously at Zack and me.
Hold on, what about you 2?
Oh, don't worry. We took part in those activities too. I wink and try to hold back my laughter at the horrified expressions.
Would you like us to elaborate?
Nope, not necessary. You may go.
Zack grins as the 3 of us waltz out of the corridor. Because the commander has made it clear what his intentions were with Leanna, we had no trouble with any of the guards milling about and were able to exit the mansion unquestioned. Once we were safely outside, we raced back to the inn. Bursting through the doors, we very urgently scoop up Amy and Kara.
Greetings upon your safe return. I assume your endeavors were successful.
Why do I imagine when she says greeting for your safe returns, I just imagine her picking up her arm and just like waving it big, like in one like hello motion? Like, greetings on your safe returns. I assume your endeavors were successful?
Yep, everything's great, but we should really be getting a move on now. We'll fill you in on the details later.
Are we leaving the town? Amelia looks surprised, but Kara noticed the bag Leanna carries and urges Amy.
Sounds good. We've been itching to get out of here anyway. Come on, Amy. Let's go grab our things and head out. The sooner we're out of here, the closer we'll be to Ellendale.
Amy shrugs and follows Kara upstairs to grab their things. Once they return downstairs, we depart. As we leave Wolf's Den, I spot a familiar dark vintage of Broodman Besides him is a woman wearing a hooded green cloak. She carries a large bow on her back. What are they doing? I slip away from the group and step closer to Broodman, making sure to stay hidden from their view. The woman has braided long white hair, and fine lines trace her tan skin. Broodman nods.
The deed has been done. Void's operation here will crumble without their commander. Wolf's Den need fear the shadows no longer.
Would it really stop their operation? Wouldn't like the second in command take like, you know what I mean? I don't know. The woman nods in satisfaction. ... Suddenly, her gaze slips to me. I freeze, unable to move. What do I do? Broodman notices her gaze and looks at me. He flashes me a broad smile and gives me a thumbs up. The woman's face is partly hidden from a scarf, but she nods slowly, approvingly. Then she abruptly turns and leaps up. She scales the wall and disappears onto the rooftop, silent and graceful, like a cat. Broodman pulls himself up using his brute strength before following closely behind. At least I know he's doing okay. I catch up with my friends as we continue out of the gates of Wolf's Den. Once we're on the road, Leanna and I fill the rest of the team in on what happened. After traveling as swiftly as we can for the rest of the evening, we decide to make camp. And I'm gonna end there. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and leave a comment. Okay then, man. Well, this is goodbye. You have a good night good morning, because it's like 2 in the morning, and if you're on the East Coast or anywhere in the world, it might be morning where you're at, so have a good morning. Oh wait, but I also released these at like the afternoon. Damn, so good afternoon. Okay, this is good night for me, because I'm gonna go to sleep after this. It's like gonna be 2 in the morning. Okay then. Well then, farewell, and as always, bye bye.